Wahlburgers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3-0 Take, where we talk all things Major League Baseball. Here's Kyle Corwin and Nate Reyes. It all starts right now.
Oh, welcome back to the 3-0 Take presented by Chinook Ceadery. This is episode 568. I'll be your host, Kyle Corwin. I'm here with my co-host, Nate Reyes. Nate.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó?
Big night last night. That was monumental, really.
It was, in a way.
That was a first.
I felt bad. I asked Paige like what she thought when it was done. And I was like, did you like have fun? You were like a little quieter than normal. And she's like, I was? I was like, yeah, like normally you're just not that quiet. And she's like, well, I was kind of nervous.
She was dialed. That's what she was.
I was like, wait, you were nervous? She's like, yes, there's like, you can see that there's people on there staring at you. And I was like, yeah, it's my bad. I kind of forgot. Like it's the nerves I get that in the first part of it. But yeah, now it's just like, I don't know. I don't even think about it.
Yeah, we had, if you missed it, we had both wives on last night for what ended up being our final learning how to keep book, learning how to score keep live stream of the season. I think we ended up with, well, how many did we finish up with? June, July, August, September.
We got
five or so. Yeah, that was good. That was good. We had, like I said, we had the wives on. They enjoyed it. Paige can say she was nervous, but from what I could tell, she just seemed like she was dialed in. They were both dialed in. There was a couple innings where once Meredith figured it out,
yeah,
I was just sitting back watching the game, and I see her over there like filling in squares and moving guys around the diamond. I'm like, our work here is done. Your work here, Nate, as our leader, is done.
It was nice. It was like the sixth inning, and she's like, "Is that a 6-4-3 double play?" And I was like, "What? Yeah, take it, lady."
Yeah, I mean, there was questions or not even questions, but assumptions that Meredith was making based on what she had learned in just a brief amount of time that I wouldn't have been making until like the third or fourth time I was keeping books. So quick learners, smarter than you and I. I'll say.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Go ahead and acknowledge that. But yeah, that was fun.
Not much smarter for them to sign up for life with us. It's clearly something a little twisted about them.
That's
a
decision they'll have to live with. Anywho's, let's talk some ball. It is officially clinch season. We're on clinch watch. Some teams have already punched their ticket, including the Brewers and the Phillies. But it's that I mean, I keep saying it. I don't know how many more times I can say it. We are quickly approaching the best time of year. And let me just say this. I have some mad respect. And I've said this in one way, shape, or form before, but I have mad respect for the people that are locked into baseball right now in a way that makes them stand out. Like if your team is checked out, like if your team is checked out, out of the race, and you're still, because I was thinking about it when I went to the Nats Pirates game this weekend, because it was brought to my attention, like, you went to a Nats Pirates game in middle of September? It's like,
it's a hard move for sure.
Well, look, these tickets were purchased by my mother for my wife and I last Christmas, presented to us as Christmas gifts last year. So this was already predetermined. However, I thought about it as I was at the game, and I'm looking around. I'm like, the people that are here, assuming they're not just here for, the socializing and the beer, which could have been a lot, but I know that there was people there that were there because they're sick baseball fans. Yeah. Those are my kind of people.
A little sick in the head.
Those are my kind of people. And even more so, you want to take it up another level, the people that choose to put off football I know you're not one of those people. You welcome football with open arms once
do.
September hits. So I'm not going to judge you for it. I'm simply saying, and I'm not going to judge anybody else that does it. I'm simply saying the people that maintain their baseball focus until November, those are winners in my book.
Especially people that are fans of teams that have been eliminated.
Exactly.
That's different.
Yeah. I mean, the people that stay locked in until November, if their team's in it, that's one thing. But the people, like I said, if your team is so far gone and has been eliminated for weeks,
Yeah.
more power to you.
Yeah.
I'd maybe visit a doctor, get some mental check-ins. But you're my kind of people, though, at the end of the day.
I'll say, like, even for myself, I'm pretty just like locked in on the Yankees season finish more than anything else. Like, I'm catching some other highlights in like couple innings of games. It's hard for me to like just sit there and watch a whole other game at this point in the season for me. So props to those people that have absolutely nothing riding. Like they're just there for the baseball in general, just baseball. You're different. You're just a different bunch. And I can appreciate that.
I really got to wonder though, like what's the driving force there for those kind of people? If your team's out of it, like what do you are you just tuning in for nothing more than the love of the game, or like are you
here's
just
what I will say. No disrespect.
or like are you intrigued in these other playoff races? Like what's the deal there? I need to talk to somebody. Somebody needs to reach out to me that fits that description of my team's been out of it for weeks, if not months, and I'm still locked into the MLB scene. I need to talk to one of those people. Let me pick your brain.
Here's the thing. If you look at the current standings, I would say the only true, like, you never see them down here lately kind of finish is the Braves. I feel like, for the most part, everyone else that's starting to trickle off, they got the little E next to their logo in the standings. Look, no disrespect. I think these fan bases are kind of used to what the middle and end of September looks like for them. So I think that you can't just sit there and say like, I'm only here until my team is eliminated, because they're kind of used to this. I think they've spent a chunk of their lives having to look forward to the postseason without their team being in it. No disrespect.
Do the Orioles not fit that description? You mentioned the Braves.
Can't quite put them in this like, oh, I'm super shocked and surprised. I mean, this year, yes. But the Braves, I mean, for like the last decade.
Oh, you're going, okay, I see.
Yeah.
You're going like years back. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I get, like, I think people that are Minnesota Twins fans are already kind of sick in the head. So I don't know if I can maybe include them. They always sneak into the wild card, it seems. But outside of that, everyone else is like, yeah, this is par for the course, Just too dang bad. Well, of those teams, by the way, if you're not familiar, you haven't been looking at the standings, and maybe you are slightly checked out. Maybe you're just here to hang out with us and listen to our dumb voices, which is awesome. Much appreciated there.
Honestly, to that, you might be onto something there. Maybe there's people that are checked out, but they're like, I'll tune in to see what Nate and Kyle are talking about just to get my baseball fix. But I'm not turning on MLB TV night in and night out.
Yeah, very true. Well, we're going to get into the clinchers, but we can talk about the eliminated next to their name. The Rockies, the Nationals, the White Sox, and the Twins. At this moment, day and time, those are the teams that have been eliminated. RIP. Good luck. We'll see you next year. Kinda. Yep. Yep, that's right. That is correct. Tough look.
Let's talk. I don't want to spend any time talking about those teams. Let's talk. Let's talk about a team that, I kid you not, I had the thought today of like, my goodness, am I inching closer to jumping on the bandwagon just based on the more and more that I see come out of their camp? I'm like, I just have not been able to get on board for the last however many years, but there's something
I know where you're going.
I don't know what it is about this team.
Yeah.
This year, specifically this year, the Milwaukee Brewers, the first team in baseball to punch their ticket to the postseason, 7th time in the last 8 years that they'll be heading to the dance. They did it in rather dramatic fashion. I was actually sort of checked into that game on Saturday when they came back to beat the Cards. I think they were down like 5. And it was one of those situations where it's like, okay, they're about ready to punch their ticket, but is this gonna be one of those like back your way in? There's nothing more I hate, by the way, at this time of year than when a team backs their way in.
Like you lost, but because the team below
I
you
hate
lost.
I hate it.
Yeah.
And I would love to see the data, the numbers run on that. How many teams, there's got to be a way to figure this out. I mean, I can't imagine it being too difficult. How many teams over the last, I don't know, maybe we go back to, maybe we just look at like the wild card era, or even, from when they expanded the postseason. How many teams went on to win the World Series that received that kiss of death to get into the dance by losing and getting their ticket?
That's why I hated that doubleheader last year between the Mets and the Braves. That's why I was out on both teams in a way where I was just like, okay, like instead of wanting to eliminate the other person and like make sure they don't get in, we'll just split this. We'll take one, you take one. Instead of throwing my ace and ending your season, nah. My ticket's punched. I'm not worried about your ticket. It's just weird. I don't know. I get it. It is a marathon. And it's like hard to like sit there and just define a team based on just one or a few games. But there's a level to these. There's a level to these games. There's a level to this time of year that like I'm just so over and done with teams or players answering questions and acting like, oh, like it's just another game. No, it's not. Like we know these games mean a little bit more. We know that. You can see it. It means enough to us. And it's like these players are human. They're obviously scrolling through social media because what person isn't? I understand there's people that maybe delete, like LeBron famously every year is like going off of social media for this playoff run. Don't get me started on LeBron. But
tell me about your thoughts on LeBron.
You can't sit there and say that baseball players are like, I'm going without social media for 6 months. No, you're not. You're not. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
So these games mean more. They see that it means more. I like how you can see it come out in the way they're playing, in their emotion, and how they're going about their business during this time of year. That's what makes this game great. That's what makes it entertaining. That's what makes this time of year incredible. So I think there's something to be said of what you're saying. Like I think there's a little something there. And the Brewers did it with a little yeah. You know?
Yeah. Do you agree though with what I'm saying about, I mean, I'm not suggesting that either of us jump on the bandwagon because I'm not much of a bandwagon guy. I don't just solicit my bandwagon services that easily. Like I'm not the town hussy, you know? I'm
Absolutely
keeping it classy. Yeah. I'm not just gonna say, like, I'm not just gonna fall in love with a warm and fuzzy storyline. Why are you laughing?
Because I haven't heard someone say hussy, and so
I was racking my brain. I was like, how can I put this politely? Yeah, I'm just not the town hussy, and I'm not just gonna be like, oh, this is a cute story, let me hop on board. I mean, sure, I'll maybe be drawn to a particular storyline in a given postseason, but I'm not just gonna go full blown like Phillies honorary Phillies fan that I've been for the last however many years.
Sure.
But taking it a step, maybe dropping it down a level, maybe not to that extent. Do you agree though with what I'm saying about the Brew? Like, and we talked about, I think it was last week. There's something about this Brewers team where I'm like, there's something about this team that I don't feel like we've seen in some time.
100% agree. And the Bob Uecker letter was the cherry on top.
I'm glad you brought that up. Can we get to the bottom of this? Because I saw some conflicting things that
saying that's not real
about the letter. I'm not saying this. I'm simply saying because I wanted to learn more about it. Like, okay, maybe get some background, some details on maybe do we know when this was written or when this was handed over to the person that was going to eventually be the middleman to pass this to Pat Murphy. And the more I was digging around, I saw which, Twitter's not the ideal place to look for this kind of information, but I see people that were on there being like, like very clearly fake. I wish the Brewers would have, acknowledged that. And then I saw people saying, well, the Brewers did acknowledge it. And then people are like, well, where did they acknowledge that it wasn't completely real? So I'm not trying to take away from the moment. It was very cool regardless, but I didn't want to, I just didn't want to fall quite in love with that story until we figured out like, okay, did he actually write this letter? Or because there was another thing where I said that I saw that Pat Murphy just wanted to use that as a way to involve him in the celebration, and that he sort of ad-libbed it.
To Google AI, it's not real. Pat Murphy wrote it in Euchre's and like read it and wrote it with like his voice in mind.
Yeah, and whether Google AI is accurate, who really knows? So that's
also another Dive deeper into AI mode. Let's do it. Let me click that.
That's all in all. I cannot stress enough. I did not bring this up to take away from that moment because it was a very cool moment.
Oh, here we go. I have confirmation.
What do you got?
Well, I dove deeper. AI delivered. While the letter was attributed to Uecker, the Brewers have clarified that it was actually written by Murphy as a way for the team to remember, honor, and include Uecker in the celebration.
Right.
The letter itself expressed Euchre's pride in the team and their performance, noting their hard work, fearlessness, and best record in baseball, according to CBS 58. I click on the link for CBS58.com. And this appears to be taken to an actual article. And this is CBS in Milwaukee. So there you go.
There you go.
Moving on.
Got to the bottom of it.
All right. Well, still a cool thing.
That's
still I mean, I was ready to bet the house if Bob Uecker had left. If there was a letter read beyond the grave, and it was Bob Uecker about the six. Like, I'm in. I'm fully in on this team. What do you want from me? Like, what? You had me at hello,
Exactly.
So, but now that I'm a little okay.
Hey, look, I didn't mean to shatter the glass. I just wanted.
That's who you are, man. That's what you're out here doing.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to, make sure that we weren't, falling in love with the wrong storylines. I want us to fall in love with the team for the right reasons.
I did have that thought though, because there is like this weird, like sometimes were those stupid Joe Rogan videos that it's like that shows the first half second of the video of his face and then it doesn't, and then you're like listening to it and you're like, oh, this is very clearly AI.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was worried about. I did have that thought because you didn't see the full on video. It just showed like Brewers clips. So, glass shattered. But all that to say, real good ball club. And I love Pat Murphy. So,
I I have these thoughts and I have to get them out there, but I'm now seeing a trend that they're going against the positivity that I was really trying to build this team up with initially. But
I think you should just say it.
I saw a comment today that said Pat Murphy can never leave. And I'm like, man, are Brewers fans becoming victims of the moment? Because how many times I feel like we just had this conversation. I don't even remember who it was. Maybe it was Snicker, maybe, where it's like, how many times have we seen a guy take a team, go on a run, win it all, and fans are like, this is our guy.
Yeah.
Give him the keys to the city. And then, you know, the team starts 2-7 the next season, and they're just like,
Burn
this
him
guy
down.
doesn't know ball. Get him out of town. Like,
That turn on Snicker needs to be well studied.
Oh my goodness, dude. Which we didn't even talk about it, but I saw the report that he's likely considering stepping down at the end of this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
But I also saw that he was maybe not wanting to end it on a year like this. But yeah, I don't know if you really have a choice after a year like this.
Yeah, it's this. Yeah, we're creeping into the mutually agree to part ways statement.
Yeah, we are quickly headed there. But yeah, I'm with you, Pat Murphy. Seems like a great guy. Seems like a player's manager. Seems like a guy that is more than capable of leading a very talented Brewers team deep into October. Honestly, his work may not require much of him because I think this Brewers team, as currently constructed and as we've talked about for the last...
Got a little sprinkle of destiny in there.
I mean, I don't even know if it's... Well, yeah. I mean, if we're looking at it through the lens of, you know, the way I like to look at it, like if you've got a thing or two to rally around and they have a thing or two to rally around, then yeah. I mean, I don't care how good you are or whether you're an underdog or not. If you've got something to rally around and there's a greater, I don't want to say a greater purpose, but, you know, something bigger to play for.
It probably means it's
Sprinkle of destiny.
Yeah, it's because Devin Williams isn't there to give up a tank in the top of the ninth. So he'll do that for me.
Yeah, no. Let's go Brewers, though, you know?
Let's go Brew Crew.
More importantly, let's go Phillies. Phillies, the most recent team to clinch as of this moment. One of the teams that punched their ticket after losing.
Yeah, it's got to be like a weird celebration moment. It's got to subdue the celebrating.
Yeah. And I mean, if I'm a man of integrity, if I'm to be consistent with my takes, I don't know that I like the Phillies odds now.
I kind of got to you with my comments last week, didn't I? Playing a month of meaningless baseball. I don't know, man.
Yeah, and the concern that I've had that I've tried to keep, I don't want to say secret, but just at bay. I don't know how much longer I can do it. The take that is growing in its amount of concern for me is the fact that I just don't feel like I'm seeing a fiery Bryce Harper this year. And that really concerns me.
That's a big statement coming from you.
It's a huge statement. I mean, I try to watch as much of Bryce Harper as I can, as many ABs as I can catch. You know, if he makes headlines for this reason or that, if he gets into it with an umpire, if he, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I try to lock in for that. And
all things Bryce.
All things Bryce. All things sweet young Prince. Young Sweet Young Prince. What is it?
Sweet Young Prince.
Sweet Young Prince. Yeah, all things Sweet Young Prince. I just
sweet and sour Prince.
Sweet Young Prince. I just don't know if I've seen it from him.
Kung
this
Pao
year.
Prince.
Orange Chicken Prince. Beef and Broccoli Prince. Beef and Bryson Broccoli Prince. No.
General Tao. That's mine.
That's not how you say it.
General So. General Tiso. You know what I'm talking about. That's the one.
I actually had that on Friday.
And what did you say when you ordered it?
Meredith ordered it. That was her order. I got orange chicken, which I'm learning is kind of the same thing.
Not far off.
It's not far off.
I think
General
mine has
Tso's,
like a little kick added to it. But
I
it's
said
about the same.
I said General Tso's, by the way.
I'd like to hear. Yeah, I'd like to know that actually. Should I ask AI again, or
no?
is it just a one-time
Nope,
thing?
we're not doing that.
Okay.
So yeah, we ordered takeout.
Love me a good Chinese takeout, man. That gets you through all the next day. You know?
No, it sure didn't. No, we hammered it.
That's a big dog step.
Hammered it.
We went in on Whataburger last night after the stream. Went in.
You got Whataburger? You didn't go.
Yeah.
You said you were going Jersey Mike's giant sub.
Nah, I needed a drive-through moment. I was wearing sleep shorts without any boxers underneath, and I was like, I ain't walking in.
We don't need to know. People don't need to know this.
Yeah, but that's the move. That's the comfort. That's the Sunday night comfort move. I ain't wearing boxers for at least 12 to 15 hours leading up to my workday.
We gotta be better as a society about being okay with being a little less comfortable in public. The amount of pajamas and
I agree. I wasn't gonna be that guy.
Sleep shorts and flip flop. Like we gotta have a bare minimum. You know, just a bare minimum.
I don't think flip flops deserve to be in that camp.
No, but
I'm a flip flop guy.
Here's the thing, though, and this is a very real thing. If you're out in public and something goes down, you don't want to be the guy trying to get out of Dodge in flip flops.
That's my first weapon.
I've had to be more conscious of that.
If I can take off a chancla and whip it at somebody,
don't even know what that is.
Yeah. So uncultured.
I guess so. A chancla?
Yeah, man. Chanclas.
That's not a real thing. What are we looking at here? Chancla. Is that
in the Hispanic community?
Is that exactly how you spell it?
CHANCLA. It's in the Hispanic community.
I thought this was like a
brand.
Yeah. Like what's that other sandal brand that I'm thinking of that's really popular?
Crocs?
No. How did we get here?
I have Reefs.
Chacos. That's what I was thinking of. Have you heard of Chacos? Yeah.
No, haven't you seen the little kid, like you remember the Vine days back in the day?
Yeah.
There's like a little like chubby Mexican kid, and like his sister is like teasing him or something, and like takes away his flip flops. He goes, "Not my chanclas." That's chancla.
Not my chanclas. I'll have to look that up. That's funny.
There's like the whole like, what are those, like that?
Yeah.
Those types of videos. I think it was one of those. He's like, my chanclas.
What an era.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Okay. Sorry. Going back, getting it on topic. Actually, no, this was the tweet that I saw that made me question it to begin with. But for those wondering about the the Bob Uecker thing, sorry, not to backtrack. Kurt Hogg, the Brewers clarified that this wasn't an actual letter from Uecker. Pat Murphy wrote it as a way to include Bob Uecker in the clinch celebration. The team said, not from the Brewers, but my understanding is the, quote, road record comments, et cetera, were included to make that evident. I don't know. Not important.
Back to the chanclas.
Back to the chanclas. How did we? What were we even talking about? Give me the roadmap.
My choice of not wearing boxers under my shorts, not wanting to go into Jersey
Whataburger.
Mike's. Whataburger because of the drive-through, the amount of food I had at Whataburger, the amount of food you had when you ordered Chinese the other
Takeout.
night. General
General Tso's, broccoli,
chicken,
beef and broccoli, Bryce, Sweet Young Prince. Have not
sweet
seen a
and sour
fired up Bryce.
Bryce.
That's it. Well done. Well
Thank you.
done.
Thank you.
Holy cow. What a roadmap. But yeah, that's one of the biggest concerns for me, combined with the fact that, like you said, all in all, really playing a month's worth of, give or take, of rather meaningless ball.
Are they gonna just trip and fall on their feet? No, or fall on their face, I should say. Falling on your feet would be crazy. But
Yeah.
if you trip
Maybe if
and
you had
fall on your
chanclas.
face- chanclas. If you, yeah, dude. Like, I'm not saying they're gonna just like implode or like go nowhere. I think they're deep enough as a roster to like do damage. But I don't know. It just doesn't. It's not feeling the way it should feel. Fair.
Sure. I mean, I'm not, like you said, I don't think they're going to fall on their feet. I think
Yeah.
they're going to be okay. I'm not worried about the Phillies. That's just a concern of mine. Sort of, I don't want to say independent of, their postseason chances, but I don't think it's going to be an ultimate or determining factor.
I will give you your flowers. I will give you your credit, is that you have done a very solid job over these last chunk of years identifying destiny in postseason teams.
Thank you.
You have a weird destiny radar. And I think we should all trust this radar not being loud and proud about the crew in Philly.
I like the Phillies. I think, like I said, I think they're gonna. First of all, yes, thank you. That means a lot. But yeah, I mean, I'm not. I'm like I said, I'm not worried about them. But I would feel so much better about them if we weren't seeing a Bryce that's kind of just happy to be here. I haven't seen that edge. Honestly, in a very similar way, not even the same sport, but there was a very clear fall off for Conor McGregor, guy who is very fiery,
Needs to be studied as well.
is gonna let you hear it. Not that Bryce was always yapping, but he had a little bit more edge to him. But there was a point where I think the success caught up with Connor, and it's like, he didn't have that underdog chip on his shoulder that I feel like he always had. And I kind of almost feel the same way with Bryce. And I don't know that it's for the same reasons, but maybe it's just coming with age. He's been in the league longer now. He's got a family he's got to worry about. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Little sidebar here. I don't remember. I think Paige was going to like some like work, like coworker brunch thing last weekend. And I watched that new Roadhouse movie with Conor McGregor in it. Got to be one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's like I finished it and I was like, I can't believe I mustered the strength to finish this whole thing.
Can't imagine Conor McGregor being a great actor.
Horrendous. I didn't know that was where he like walks in. He's like, "Hey, where is everybody?" Like that's from that movie. Have you seen him in those videos? I sound like I'm 100 when I say that. You haven't seen him like green screened over or something. He's like, "Hey, where is everybody?" It's from this stupid movie.
Ah, okay.
Anyway, Jake Gyllenhaal's the main character, and I think he says like 37 words the whole movie. It's just the most ridiculous movie.
So we've talked about Whataburger,
Roadhouse.
A societal need to step up our collective communal attire.
I've introduced you to the term chanclas.
Chanclas, Roadhouse, and takeout.
Still plenty of time left on the clock.
Still plenty of time left. This is great.
Yeah.
But yes, all things considered, Brewers have clinched, Phillies have clinched. Another team that could be well on their way. And this is gonna be painful for you to hear. The Mariners have won 9 games in a row and now sit atop the American League West.
A little choking going on by the Astros or what?
How can you say that they're choking if they've won 9? If the Mariners have won 9 games in a row, how is that on the Astros?
I mean, I don't know. It's just this was a fairly decent sized lead a month ago, wasn't it?
I don't think it was.
I thought it was okay. I
mean, it was like okay, but it was manageable.
It's like a 5-6 game lead. That's all. Good for the M's, man. Good for the M's. Let's look at what about the Mariners. I've said it before that that's a team that's, it's a little tricky. If they get in, that rotation can kind of be a little scary to face.
Looking at their last 30 games, the Astros are 14-16. So, they're not, it's not a collapse. The Mariners have just heated up. They went 7-0 on their homestand. As I mentioned, 9 in a row.
Who they got left? Mariners. Ooh, the 3-game set against the Astros this weekend has got to be.
Well, even before that, the Astros, you're talking about the Mariners, right?
Yes.
Going up against the Astros. The Astros, even before that, I think starting tonight, have a 3-game set against the Rangers, who, if I'm not mistaken,
are also kind of there.
Are also in the mix. So a lot at play here. Rangers only
3 games back.
And only 2 back of the wild card. Right?
Interessante.
That is, it starts tonight. 3-game set with the Astros. Rangers and Astros.
Astros have left. Let's see.
Wow, man. What?
Ooh, they end. Ooh, the last 6 games for the Astros are the A's and the Angels.
Dude, it's AL West the rest of the way. It's
That's
Astros.
Crazy.
Or no, excuse me. This is the Astros. It's Rangers, Mariners, A's, Angels.
Different.
That's crazy.
It's almost like they knew. Hey, this is going to be entertaining down the stretch. Let's give everybody a shot. You never know. The Angels might fight their way back in it towards the end of the year.
I think I saw the officially eliminated graphic today.
I think farts will never not be funny.
Yeah, that's on me though. I need to bump up the variety.
Get a couple different farts in
there. Yeah. No, that's on me. That's on me.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the Angels, I saw now hold the longest
postseason lists.
The longest active streak in Major League Baseball, 11 years.
Miserable.
Not that we have to go down this rabbit hole, whichever. I can never remember.
Fall on your feet already.
I don't want to spend extended time talking about Mike Trout since we're on the subject, but we are on the subject, so I'm just going to bring it up. Where are we at?
Just make him a player manager?
No. Oh. Where are we at? Hindsight now. Looking back at his decision to essentially sign off the rest of his career to play here. Is there any way he could have seen this coming? Was he naive? Did he just not care about the postseason element? because we're
so
now
hard
going
to
on.
say. I think it's hard to say
11
based
years.
on, I know, just motivation. Just because it's like some players, there's aspects to it where I love loyalty. I love a guy that sticks around for the long haul, right? But I think there's like that's I got to assume that's just his motivation. Like we've always talked about him being like kind of this blase Wonder Bread type. Like he's never too high, too low. He's it just is what it is. Like love him or hate him, that's just who he is, right? And it makes you wonder is like, what is your overall motivation? Is it to come in and be the guy for a franchise and just handcuff yourself to them no matter what? However they go is how I go. Is there any level of selfishness in there? And there has to be an ounce of selfishness in there to say, I'd like to leave a legacy of winning. And shame on the Angels for wasting his career, because that's what it is going to be. As good as he is, I think the injuries really hurt him. The career numbers are not going to be where they should be, where we all thought they'd be. And at this point, like, I don't think he's even going to be in that Ken Griffey Jr. conversation, which sucks.
Sure.
So yeah, I think there's regret there. To answer your question, I think you're crazy if you don't regret that decision.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't imagine you putting pen to paper. Like if you could look into the future and be like, there's a chance that we don't make the postseason. We go on like an 11-year drought, but I'm okay with that. I just don't know, like if that's an element that plays for Mike Trout. Like I just don't know how much attention is given to something like that, if at all.
He's not that kind of guy to walk into the GM's office and be like, I need to go. I need out. He's not going to hop ship, It's just not who he is, from what it seems like anyway.
Especially if he's wearing chanclas.
You can call all the shots in chanclas.
No, I'm just saying you can't, it'd be tough to probably jump ship in chanclas.
Flotation device. I'm giving you so many tips. A weapon when things are getting crazy.
What
Take
are
that
you
chancla off and
talking
whip
about?
it.
How are you using that as a flotation device?
They float.
I'm going to go ahead and say they're probably not keeping a 215-pound man afloat.
I think if you know how to, have you seen that
Probably
trick
safe
where you
bet.
lay on your back and you just breathe in and fill your lungs?
Yeah,
with
but
air?
that's not, I'm not crediting the chancla for that.
Arm rests, at the very least, while you're on your back.
I mean, maybe if you're the Jolly Green Giant, if
You
you're
don't
using,
even know what chanclas are.
if you're using his chanclas, but I don't know how you're using mere flip-flops as armrests. Anywho, carrying on. Let me just ask you before we wrap up our Mariners talk here.
It was a good deep dive into the Mariners.
Yeah. We talked. Got time to talk Mariners, so we talked Mike Trout and floaties. Really. Do you think they've got what it takes to take this the rest of the way as it pertains?
Oh no.
As it
We're back to that.
pertains to the American League West.
Look, I'm the first to say, like, I'm not sitting here tuning into a ton of Mariners games.
No, but I'm
But-
just saying comparatively, because we
I hear
just
you.
looked at the Astros schedule. So with the Mariners, you've got 3 against the Royals starting tomorrow, and then the Astros, as we mentioned, and then you've got 3 against the Rockies, and you finish out with a 3-game set at home against the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm still going Stros.
I think they're gonna really.
Yeah. Well, think about it. You went on a 9-game winning streak.
You still only have 1 game lead.
and you have a game on the Astros.
Yeah.
When the losses,
what's their versus each other?
When the losses eventually hit, things are gonna.
Well, I got to account for this because like the way I look at the Yankees and the Blue Jays is like it's a 4-game lead, but because the Blue Jays have the tiebreaker, it's really a 5-game lead. So what's the Mariners and Astros versus each other this year?
Let's see. Seattle Mariners are 5-5 against the Astros this season.
Of course they are. So this 3-game set is going to mean a lot. A lot.
Yeah.
Duh. But that's also
even more
extra,
so.
That's an extra thing.
Added layer to the mix.
I don't know, man. It's hard to say. Like there's always a good time to heat up. Are you saying that the 9-game win streak came a little too soon? Like what's your, are you just going off of vibes only? Like what?
It's not about the timing as for me. Well, I mean, I guess by default, yeah, because we only have what, 2.5 weeks left. I just think you and there's still like the win streak hasn't ended. Like they're still on this streak. But what I'm saying is that unless you ride this thing out and win your last, what did we say? Is that 12 games? Like, I mean, which I don't think is going to happen, then
just a cool little freaking 21-game win streak to end the season.
End the season, casual. I'm a big believer, as I've said before, big believer in law of averages. So I think when these losses inevitably hit,
right,
with the last 2 weeks left in the season, the Astros are going to rise back to the top.
It's not that hard to do. I'll go through the Mariners, and let's say they take.
You want to project out? You just want to do a little guesstimation here?
So let's say I'll give them 2 out of 3 against the Royals. How
are
do
you
feel
going
about that?
Mariners?
I don't know yet.
No.
This is the whole point of this exercise.
Schedule, I mean. Are you looking at the Mariners schedule?
Yes.
Yes, I got what you're saying. All right, I've got Houston's schedule pulled up.
Okay. I'm going to say Mariners take 2 out of 3 against the Royals. Is that cool?
Against the Royals? Yeah.
Royals. Sorry. Mariners against the Royals, 2 out of 3. Astros. Let's just give the Astros the benefit of the doubt here and say the Mariners only take 1 out of the 3. They lose that series.
Okay. Which would also
at that point,
give the Astros the tiebreaker.
They'd be 3-3. I'm going to go sweep against the Rockies.
Fair.
That'd be 6-3.
6-3.
The Dodgers, based on how the Dodgers have been going lately, I don't think 2 out of the 3 is crazy. So if they did 2 out of 3, they'd be what, 8-4 during that stretch? If they only won 1 out of 3, it'd be 7-5 in that stretch.
Okay.
You go.
So what are you sticking with? Are you gonna?
I don't know. You do your part.
No. Commit to 7-5 or 8-4 before I do this. What do you realistically think the Mariners will do?
I'll go 8-4 because I think they'll take 2 out of the 3. It's in Houston though. Dang.
Final answer.
I got to see the pitching lineup, man. Like how are things lining up?
Well, yeah, I guess that is soon enough where you can probably see those.
Oh, my. Friday, we got Brian Wu going against Hunter Brown. Boys, if you don't have anything going Friday night, that's got to be the commitment. George Kirby versus Framber Valdez Saturday. My goodness.
So this tells us nothing.
Logan Gilbert going Sunday. This is a great versus Jason Alexander. Look, no disrespect.
Hey, Jason Alexander's been throwing it well over the last, I think, couple months.
Give me M's. I'm going M's, and I'm going 8-4 because that means they can go. I don't think they go 1-3 or 1-2 versus both the Astros and the Dodgers. I think they take one of those series. So I'm going to go 8-4 Mariners.
And you're giving them the series win versus the Astros, is what you're saying?
I haven't even seen who the Astros are playing yet. So you go.
You're not listening to me. In their specific matchup, you are giving.
I don't know. I don't know. No, I'm not. Fine. I'll just commit. I'll just say the Mariners are going to win the series and the division. Are you happy now?
So 8-4, 2-1 against the Astros.
Yes.
All right, now let's look at the Astros. 3-game set versus the Rangers at home. I'm gonna say I'll go 2-1.
I'll allow that.
Astros. It'd be a good series, but I'm gonna go 2-1 for the Astros. Mariners Astros. Who'd you say was that final matchup? Jason Alexander for Houston, and was that
Logan Gilbert.
Logan Gilbert. Fine. I'll also give the Mariners that series.
Good.
So that would be 2-1, and then 1-2. That's 3-3. I'm gonna actually even say 2-1 against the A's. A's can be pesky
In Sacramento?
in Sacramento. Ball will be flying.
Sacktown.
Sacktown. So that's 8-4, or no?
No, 5-4. They were 3-3 going into the A's series. Now they're 5-4.
5-4, and then I'm gonna go a sweep against the Angels because the Angels suck.
8-4.
So that's 8-4.
Interesting. So it really does come down to this series, man, because the tiebreakers involved being 5-5 against each other, and the pitching line. Like, this is, I'd hate to say it, man. I never thought I'd be like, I can't wait to tune into a Mariners Astros series, but like, I'm watching that. What you got?
I don't know what you want me to tell you. I'm watching it too.
I gave you my prediction. What are you doing over there?
What do you mean? I said 8-4.
So it ends this way. The Mariners take the division. And both.
Well, I can't control what your prediction for the Mariners is going to be. I'm simply saying I think the Mariners are going to, or the Astros are going to go 8-4. Which, if I'm sticking with my take, that I think
8-4.
That's what I'm saying.
And you trust your co-host.
That just means that I don't think the Mariners will be able to go 8-4. If I think the Astros are going to go 8-4 and still win the division, that means the Mariners by default.
So you are in on the Astros fully now after that exercise.
Yeah.
That didn't change your mind at all.
Nope.
No sway.
Astros will
sway.
go 8-4. Actually, forget specific
crazy.
matchups. Forget what I said about record or series breakdown for each of those series. They're going to win. They're going to go 8-4 still, but I'm going to make a change. They're going to win that series against Seattle.
Okay.
Giving them the tiebreaker, and I'll give you 7-5 for the Mariners. So it will be very, very close, but I'm still giving the edge to Houston.
Whoever made the schedule knew what they were doing. They knew. They were like, hey, Mariners, we'll give you 3 against the Rockies for your second to last series. Hey, Astros, we'll give you the Angels to end the season. Like they knew.
We've talked
You get
about
some
this,
wins
though.
in there.
Isn't it just AI? These schedules are just AI generated now, aren't they?
Yeah, but I think AI is a person, not Allen Iverson. I think that there's something there. Especially these conversations that people are having now, Anyway.
I know you want to talk about the New York Mets.
Ugh. We have to?
8-game losing streak snapped yesterday, Sunday. They had lost 8 games in a row and 9 of their previous 10 coming into the final day of the weekend. As of right now, including yesterday's win, they are 22-31 since the All-Star break. Per MLB.com's Anthony DiComo, the Mets have never lost 9 games in a row and qualified for the playoffs. Hello. So they're, as we know, they're knocking on the door. It's not like they got anything locked up. You throw that fact.
It's not like the freaking Giants or D-backs are really taking advantage of the situation. Both are basically hovering around 500 for the last 10 games.
I mean, the D-backs quite literally are 500. It's less about those two for me and more about the Reds. Like, what happened? Reds really
implosion.
Just drop
halfback.
just. I don't know. I just feel like they dropped the ball. What's crazy though is we're an insane 2.5 weeks out from a scenario where the Cardinals could be in the playoffs. Sorry, I like looking at ridiculous things like that. It's not going to happen, but
you like saying it too.
Just the fact that it's a possibility. But no, let's talk about the Mets.
Mets Padres starting tomorrow.
Okay. The issue with the Mets is that they've been booty longer than just this 9-game stretch, as Mets fans would hopefully tell you. Got a couple nuggets here for you, Nate. The Mets since June 12th, on June 12th, the Mets improved to 45-24. Best record in the majors. They led the East by 5.5 games. And according to Fangraphs, had a 75% chance of winning the division and 96% chance of making the playoffs. Since that date, however, June 12th, where again, they held the best record in the majors at 45-24. Since that date, only the Rockies and Twins have had worse records. At 32-49. So this slide goes far beyond the last 2 weeks.
They are who we thought they were. I'd like to pull some receipts on those episodes when the going was good, just to see where we were.
I'd be hesitant because I feel like I'd maybe try to throw them some bones when things were going good. So I'd be hesitant to uncover those receipts. You maybe not as much. I feel like you were kind of just where you were with them throughout, but I feel like I bounced back and forth a little bit.
Feel like I remember specifically talking about their lack of starting pitching, and it would fizzle eventually.
Yeah, because you were coming at it from the angle of knowing, the lack of what Clay Holmes was going to be able to provide you. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the guy. I don't think any of us could have predicted just how much of a fall off the other arms would have.
Look, no disrespect. Even when healthy, I don't think Frankie Montas and Sean Manaea are going to be like, let's lock up this division now in June. Like, no disrespect.
Not going to be your horses in October, sadly.
Sorry.
Mets in the postseason or not?
Yeah, just because it's clear that the Giants and D-backs and Reds just have no sense of urgency. And I think the Mets lineup is good enough to squeak it out.
That's fair. That's a fair take. I mean, I don't want to give the Mets any unnecessary credit. So I'll favor the first part of that take where you said that there's a lack of urgency on behalf of those other teams, which I could agree with. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're quite literally hovering around 500 ball for the season, obviously, but for even over the last 2 weeks, just no real push. Yeah. So I'm with you on that. Anything else looking around the the playoff picture. I mean, it is that time of year where these are just the conversations we have. I mean,
A lot of scoreboard watching.
there's no real main headlines at the moment outside of what we talked about. So it's really just, bopping around to the rest of the league. The Sox coming off a huge win, prime time last night. I'm glad we were all there for that. That was good.
The fact that you had Crochet going, the fact that how many punch outs did you have? Like 10, 12? You had a million.
I think it was 12.
The fact that you had a 6-run first inning. And the game finished out with like those ninth inning at bats mattered. I think that's pretty interesting. I'm okay with how that series went as a Yankees fan. So,
Well, I mean, the eyes of the world were upon them, and the Sox came through on a national
right.
on a national stage. I don't know what else to tell you, but
Yeah.
big win for the boys in Beantown to close out the weekend.
Your last 6 games are not fun.
Jays just keep winning.
Jays, Tigers.
Oh, well, I guess I can say this because she told me, so there's no reason I couldn't tell anybody else. Meredith last night was like, hey, your birthday's coming up, but I kind of have to tell you now because, there's might be some planning that has to go into this. And she's like, I got tickets for the last series of the season against the Tigers. Oof. And I'm like, that's sick. Like, it's been a minute since we've been. In fact, I think the last time I was in Boston was the wild card game.
Really? That doesn't sound right.
Right?
No. I think you went up with her since then.
I don't know that I have. I'd have to go back and look. Maybe we did. Maybe we stopped in there on our way to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Either way, have not been to Boston as much as I would have liked to. So I was like, shoot, that'd be a nice trip. But then in the back of my head, I'm like,
Could be a terrible trip.
I'm like, these are going to potentially be some really important games, and I'm going to be pretty high strung.
You are like, yeah, it's not going to be a fun ride. Like the drive back down, if it's a bad series.
Oh
is gonna be,
don't put
like,
that on me.
Thanks, wife. Thank you for these incredible tickets. I'm going to be the crabbiest person you'll ever meet on the way home. How long is that drive? 6 hours?
No, it's longer than that. It's like
8?
Yeah, well, because what was funny is she was like, we'd have to take off Friday because she was like, the plan is get tickets for Friday night and Saturday night. So I'm like, shoot. So if the game's at 7, when would we have to leave? And I went back and looked at our vlog from the 21 wild card because I had time stamped it on the video.
Yeah.
And I think I left out of my apartment at 5, and we got there, I think, at 2. So that was 9 hours. Yeah. With a couple stops.
Couple lunch stops, couple pee stops.
Yeah. So hasn't been confirmed yet. We still got to figure out a potential lodging situation because we might want to take Rookie up there, which would be cool. But if that does happen, that could be a stressful weekend for me.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Anywho's. That's all I really had. Closing the book. You see Anthony Rizzo at Wrigley over the weekend?
I did. It's cool. Very cool. You could just tell you'd be homies with them. Like, you could just tell about certain people. You'd be like, we'd be boys. We'd be boys.
It was good seeing the pinstripes that he belongs in. It helped.
Those are just vertical stripes. They're not
It
pinstripes.
helped me get back to viewing Anthony Rizzo the way I used to. I didn't look at him with contempt anymore. When I saw him on the broadcast, I was like, that's our guy. That's our boy. That's the guy that we know and love. Not whoever this previous version, this most recent version of him was.
Great version. Great version. Look, there's
so great that he was looking for a job.
There's some sequels that are really, really good. They're not as good as the first one, but they're still really, really good. This was a good sequel, but the OG one is the OG one.
I'll allow that take.
It was cool. It was cool for Ryan Dempster to hang out with him. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw him
sitting behind him, chopping it up.
Saw him working what are those? What do they call them? The snakes, the beer cup snakes.
Yeah, the snag, the pick where he snags it and someone's throwing it to him. Then he starts talking to another guy and he's like, "That's how you catch it."
Do you see how he was? What, 1 or 2 rows over from that home run ball?
Yeah,
that would have been nuts.
Yeah, that would have been crazy cool. Yeah, man, I love Rizzo. Just a good guy. It's too easy to root for.
Just a good fella.
Yeah.
Last couple things here. The date has been set for the drop of our interview with a special guest that you are not going to want to miss. It will be dropping Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Wednesday.
So keep an eye out for that. It'll be dropping it, as I mentioned, Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. So be rolling that out. It'll be a bonus pod, so it's not going to replace our end of week episode. So it'll kind of drop it there in the middle. And I'll be rolling out some content from that in the days to finish out the week. So keep an eye out for that. And lastly, as we always try to remind you as often as we can,
merch.
Use our promo code. Well, yeah, merch. 30take.com/shop.
Chinook.
Use our promo codes for Chinook and SeatGeek. Same for both. THREEOHTAKE. And you can save with both Chinook and SeatGeek. I know there's people out there that are still trying to make it to games. All right. There's people out there still trying to make it to games. So if you were in need of seats, check out SeatGeek. Use our promo code.
Seats. Get your seats. Get your seeds here.
Seats and seeds. How about it? That's all I got.
Don't go chasing curveballs.
Le'Veon, as always, looking forward to talking more baseball with you guys soon. Until next time, stay filthy.